kitchen table. Dina's going to go somewhere else, and we're going
Get kicked out of it.
be there probably for at least an hour, as I understand it, to receive legal counsel, and then we will come back. We will discuss, possibly vote on a few things. I'm not sure, and then we will close the meeting. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Call this meeting to order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good point. Is there anyone else that would like to sign up to speak?
Wherever hold your peace.
Okay.
Bobby, you want to sign up to speak?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
All right, so meeting's been called to order, and someone write down the time.
Got it. Got it.
All right, let's do a quick roll call. Scott?
I'm here. Jeff Walker's here.
Brian Garcelle, we're all here. We have a quorum. All right, so I do not have the agenda.
Any more noise? No. So, next stop is public comments.
So at this point, all right. So, let's see, let me get the paper.
One of y'all have a copy of the agenda?
Could you run across the street for the couple of minutes? Thank you.
You got an extra one?
All right.
Okay.
All right. Are we ready? All right. First to speak is Patty Flunker. Let me know when you're ready, Patty.
I'm ready. Okay, Patty Flunker here. I guess I've got a couple questions. Don't expect you guys to answer, but who is the current president and who is the current secretary treasurer? Answer, anyone? I mean, we've been going, I don't know how long without a president and like a secretary treasurer required by law and our bylaws. Just a note there. Okay. Next one. Don't see anywhere on the agenda, it may be at the bottom, but it's not an agenda item, is executive session. There's actually no agenda item that says y'all are gonna break into executive session or what purpose you're breaking into executive session. It stops at 6, adjourn, and that's it. And you may put a disclaimer there, but I don't see an item and what you're discussing in the executive session. And see your attorney here. I think it's your attorney. I guess he can give you advice on that one, but typically you always put on there item executive session. You don't have it. So my contention is you don't have it, you can't go into it. Third and finally, you put the legal invoices on your website. Great. I was able to download it. I went through the fine-tooth comb, looking at everything, and what kills me is the gaslighting that's going on. They come here and they talk to us and say, you caused this, you caused this. Well, the reality is there are some expenses in there that we didn't cause, or whoever they're pointing at caused it. There's a lot of things going on that they're not telling you about, like PUC-related work from March, over $5,000, of which Jeff Walker's case, the compliance, was over $1,000. Calls in communication with Jeff Walker, like $2,000. Getting advice on board minutes and agendas and all that, $3,000. I mean, come on. I mean, the POA doesn't get an attorney to do their agenda or do the minutes. They're a nonprofit. They've never had them. And in years past, they never did it. And it's like now, it's just like all this money spent on agendas and minutes, yada, yada, yada. May, $20,000. Or should I say May billing for April? I think it's $20,000. PUC, $5,900. Jeff Walker's case, calls with Jeff Walker, $7,000, which includes putting agendas together, minutes. Yes, there's PIA requests in there for Jimenez and Flunker. A lot of these are rollovers from the year before or some 2 years ago that the board never even finished. They never completed those. One being Jimenez. I think he made a request a year ago.
Patty, that's 3 minutes. Can wrap
Well,
up?
you get my drift. You get my drift. The devil's in the details, everybody. Open up your eyes.
Thank you, Patty. Danny?
Bruce is gonna go before me.
I'm sorry?
I'll go first.
Okay, sure, Bruce.
I don't have much to say except another Jeff Walker lie. Here it is, July. He said, I'll have your refund to you by the end of July, no later. Here we are in August. I got no check in the mail. Lips are moving, he's mine. $75,000 in 4 months I'll spend on legal fees. You ought to be embarrassed. You ought to be ashamed. You ought to resign. Do your job or get off the board. That's not the lawyer's job to do the agenda, the minutes. Worthless, all three of you. I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you, Bruce. What's that, Dan?
Yep. So I was curious on the July 16th agenda, what happened to all this? You tabled almost everything, 95% of the agenda. Discuss and consider election of officers, positions, and adoption of resolution establishing board officer positions. You don't have to ever have a treasurer report because you don't have a treasurer. There's 3 of y'all sitting up there, and there's 3 slots. It's really incredible that, and like Bruce said, you pay him to do everything. But on that, I wanted to make a note that I still haven't gotten the 3 contracts that Jeff held up in front of us. And then also, I noticed in the invoices, Mr. Carlton's billing us so that he can learn Public Information Act. That's insanity. Go learn the Public Information Act on your own and then do your job. Yep, and I'll save the rest of that for whatever agenda item it is towards the end. Thanks.
Thank you, Dan. Okay. All right, so as mentioned, we'll be, sorry, that's right, we're on, okay, so, John, any comments about our not having specifically mentioned our need to go into executive session in this meeting on the agenda?
The Open Meetings Act doesn't require that you list an item stating that you're going into executive session.
Okay.
The Act provides you with the opportunity under the law to discuss matters in closed session that states are possible. The reason you're going to go into closed session today is to get advice from your attorney regarding the 5 things listed on the agenda.
Very good. Thank you very much, John. I move we go into closed session. Got a second?
Second.
In favor?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Again, as I mentioned, we'll be across the street. As I mentioned also, Dina is going somewhere else in her automobile. And by the way, I don't talk about board business with my wife, ever. Just so you know. I think it's good. So, thank you. Unfortunately, Twitch is not working for us. The session's being recorded as I normally do, and we'll post it later. Yeah, I got you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you all. We'll be back.
It's mighty white up there. Go over in the air-conditioned house.
See you guys later. Okay.
See you after a while.
I'm not gonna drive on.
Do what?
No, go to Jimenez's house.
They sure should.
What?
Were you home here?
Jim does shampoos his hair.
Whatever we had to say about Jimenez,
Maybe I could finish my speech.
you can do it for the camera.
It's not
Whatever
working.
we had to say,
No, it's
it's recording. Whatever we had to say about Jimenez, he showed up and looked professional,
This isn't a meeting. He shouldn't be recording
and he
this.
was slick.
This is an invasion of our privacy right now.
Well, it's actually not, because we're in public.
They adjourn.
I know, but Denny's right. It threw you in.
We can really take all 5 of us outside this.
Turn it around.
Have a, Jeff Ellis is cooking breakfast and I can't get with it. I think I might be back.
Yes.
None of that
Yeah,
idea.
I'll go eat real quick.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm in even a hurry.
Executive session.
Yes, sir. I think that's wonderful.
He had it on us.
I thought it was a honeybird.
Appointed for
Not a honeybird.
You see what I did? I put all these up in there.
That's what I thought, that's what I thought when it went down, maybe it was, for winter, it's one of those locusts or cicadas or what. Yeah.
I pointed, he literally had pointed at us, and not the board.
Oh, I'm gonna read something since everybody I have attention. I'm gonna read it right here. The act does,
Patty, go over here in front of his camera.
the act does not require the posting to state which items be discussed in closed meeting. Nonetheless, some entities indicate their notices which items may be discussed in open session and which may be discussed in closed or executive session. Should a local entity consistently distinguish between subjects for public deliberation and subjects for a closed meeting, an abrupt departure from this practice could deceive the public and thereby render the notice inadequate. We have repeatedly, over year after year after year, put in the executive session what we're discussing.
Yep. It was intentional deception. When I drove up and I saw John Carlton, I thought, here we go. But what do I expect from Jeff Walker? It's a gaslighter.
See, it was about 10:30, 11.
It never ends.
And he was,
It never ends.
he normally wears a hat.
Yeah, he didn't have the head on when I went.
It was grand. He was asleep. I called him twice. He didn't answer. I wasn't going to shake his right. I wasn't going to shake his arm.
Cindy, get up. Get up.
Well, I'm gonna go see my mom. How's Alan?
He's fine, he had to go see his mom. He goes on Saturday, and he goes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. His 3 or 4 of his siblings have the other days.
Oh, the ones that are at the hospital.
And so, she's getting to the point period.
Yeah, that's
This is my last two, yeah.
I like the little pony dog.
Yeah, I've seen it before.
So I was gonna say, when I went to see Dial, I came around the corner, and occasionally we'll have a couple people there in wheelchairs. And I was like, I didn't recognize him. He looked so bad. He stopped and he was staring at me. I go, yeah? What? And, yeah, he had loser left and pointed it at us.
She's in a good place there.
Right, okay. Anyway, so we went and finally came and Patty showed up. I was there with Robert just to I sat there while we were, and Darcy was super grateful because they were understaffed, and she usually has to help me. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll sit here and other stuff you like, you can go real quick. And so I separate that for him. I let him do his own thing. It's like watching
Anyways,
some eat an elephant, one kibble at a time. But he was pretty happy, and once he got awake, yeah, I think they have medication again.
So, little man, what is his name?
Scott Miller?
Very nice.
Little mine, little, no.
You know, very
Renee.
nice. What Bill Billy
Her cause
called it.
This is the 716 agenda. I suspect they had that thing
They
after
don't
the
mean
fact.
to do.
No,
You been around?
Renee's
just
agenda's
up here.
always had executive session and what they were gonna talk
Jimenez's
about.
agendas were laid it all out. We're going into executive session about this, and this. You're being lied to, and
Did you see Jeff? He looked at me when I did that, like,
and hey, you're being lied to, and John Carlton's Aaron Silvera came up here and told us they won the Bear Creek Sud case, when in fact they lost and cost their community $409,000. John Carlton's the turd.
John Carlson was told by every other not to fix it.
That's why they had,
Oh, and John Carlton was told not to take the job.
that's why they had this thing at 9 o'clock on Saturday.
John Carlton advised the ratepayers.
John Carlton advised the ratepayers. He's gonna edit all that out. You know, it says Windermere Raw. I won't mention names, but some lady in the community, I can't mention names because.
All right. I'll see you. Here's the- Have you seen Mr. Dial?
Well, I've seen him a few times. I went there this week. He was in his room and he
Right?
Charlie Kirk?
Yeah. Yeah, I can wonder.
Pen is holding on.
Yeah. What's going on here, water? Oh, yeah. Yeah, no shooting. It's gonna be
Made in handicap.
triple tap. What's up, kid? Yeah, no, see. How you been? Say, Bobby, how you been? Good to see you.
I see you biking all the time.
Yeah.
Good for you. I don't know how you're doing it in this weather.
Not that good.
I'll have to see my mother.
All right, have fun.
Well, she's in assisted living.
Okay, good. As long as she's having beer there.
No, she had too many beers, that's why she's there.
All right, I want to make sure, so they're going to be there for like an hour? Yeah. You don't want to be here when they get back because I'm going to be pretty long. How dare you leave us sitting out here in the heat while you go sit in the other room? Yeah, no kidding, I mean, it's kind of stupid. Our executive session's always over here in the tree. Yep. All right, I'll probably be back. Careful. Listen, the game hasn't changed at all. Walker, when I said that time, and I shouldn't have lost my temper like that, picked up exactly where Jimenez left off. And I believe that they're all working together because Jimenez has a blog, and now I'm the judge. Now he's protecting Walker. That's right. That's pretty simple. Yeah, all that stuff Jeff Walker ran on. There is simple answers. You should just answer them. Now he's up here. Yes. Yes. They could have had him on speed dial. Yeah, just on the phone. He was told not to take this job. The attorney. Asked Captain. Bruce's attorney. She said, don't do it. But he's soulless, like I said. They lost the therapy case, the rate deal. The same thing as the ours. He said everything was wrong about it, the whole deal. And Aaron Silvera sat up here at the meeting and said, oh, no, we didn't lose. Well, when the judge comes down and says, the rate's unreasonable, unjust, you can't do what you're doing, and you just caught the community $409,000 you lost. And they had to roll the rates back and give surcharges. Right. Let them do it all. We've already had high rates. We all live through. That's right. How much higher can they do? And the truth is, how many people were really here? He said he didn't know about it. And that's possible.
No, I know. I mean, Hank and I are both signed up for notices. I got them. He didn't.
Right. And I think that's another game that when Renee and Jeff got on there, the plan was to get rid of George and Lori, because George and Lori are package deal and they're Joe's buddies. They can select people off the notice. I guarantee they're doing it. I'll be back. Some breakfast. I'll be back. Get this work. she's still butthurt at me. She thought when I called her, I was out of line. No? No,
some high quality H2O.
This is how you know they're working with Geminis. You remember when Walker was, candidate Walker, yelling in the back? Then they come up with this.
You know, when the last two banks I worked for, one might have had one executive session a year. Well, plus our retreat, we all went on a retreat. Now one of the most immersive things for a retreat. That was a deal.
Right?
But, and the last bank, we had a lot of problems because that's where everything crashed. 2008, real estate, regulators on this, I mean, footballers, deflation.
Right.
And still we only had executive sessions, maybe 1 month every year we didn't have, maybe 2 out of 11, maybe 3. But not every damn board meeting. Not that you wouldn't. It's crazy.
Hilarious. What's hilarious? I just told Bruce, I said, I'm gonna be with him coming back. And turn around, and sports. How dare you leave us out here? Like 6 years, and so on. This is it. This is to the end. I don't believe this is the agenda. I don't remember the IRS.
You want, I can run my
I
house,
think there was only 4 items.
I can run out to that, my house and print out their agenda.
No, I'm gonna go to the county.
Okay?
Because, like this, when we printed them out, it had this on it. This does. I think they changed it.
Yeah, I got this and I got this one on my phone.
Right.
I didn't get this.
No, this is from 7/16, but it always had this on it.
Doing that silly shit so nobody be here when they come back.
Yep.
That's the only reason I came back.
you like a water from the house?
Bruce is bringing one.
Come out here and,
So I know Dick hates them. They burrowed a nest in one of our trees in the back, dead tree. And I think the male and the female take care of the babies. They were in there forever. One day I came out and there was 3 babies on the ground, and the cats were all around the babies. And I was like, I'm super softy when it comes to wildlife. So I took cats inside, and I came back and I was pushing them all back in the hole. And I came out an hour later and there was 2 out. And they weren't having enough feathers on them to go flying.
No, I probably heard something.
So I put them back in, and then one was out. Well, anyway, I put it back in. I found the one dead the next morning. But I watched all of them leave the nest about a month later. And thank God, because they are loud. I think they alert the babies that they're coming back because you hear that noise every time they want to come back to the nest, and then she gets on the tree and she looks around and she's really, yeah. And she would have like 2 grasshoppers in her bill.
They're not hard to find right now.
I fish a handful out of the pool every now and again. And we get some B-roll. All right, we got Bobby. He's still here. They've been gone almost an hour. It's hot. There's Brian Garcia's camera that he had pointed at us when he left. Doesn't really care much about the meeting, I don't think. But anyway, everybody left. Yeah, if I remember, they had just the PUC stuff on here. And you know what's crazy about the IRS audit? If you look at the legal invoices, they have the attorneys handling that. They don't have the CPA handling that.
CPA is cheaper than
Way cheaper.
Why would you have the
Because,
attorney?
in my opinion, they're protecting former boards and possibly themselves.
Is CPAs, if you get a good CPA, he's got an attorney that they can kind of go have their own little
Right.
special meeting around the corner, that where the CPA does all the legwork and the billing, and then they get with the attorney, and the attorney's already told
Right.
the CPA how to do it, not have the attorney do it all at that rate, whatever that. I mean, just like we had, we were doing some stuff at our old shop, and our CPA, we had another attorney, but our CPA had his attorney do the, do the final stuff,
Right.
and you couldn't put, because they can talk like we talk.
Yeah.
Me and you, and instead of where somebody's afraid you're gonna blow them in.
Right.
I mean, it's just pretty common.
No, they've spent, I don't remember exactly, but I think it's like 17 grand on that.
About 10 of those 17s, then it's a lot of money,
Yeah.
you know.
What's up with that?
I didn't know you were coming back.
Bobby came back to see the show.
Yeah. When they go out of their way to do this kind of silly shit,
Yeah.
when they go out of their way to do this kind of silly shit, something's wrong. I wouldn't have come back if they'd just been over there underneath the tree doing their little talking shit.
That's right.
And doing that, you know.
That's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but he actually came back because of the shenanigans they're pulling.
Yeah. That ain't, when you do silly, I mean, obvious stuff.
Yeah.
Probably look out the window and see who's still left.
I wouldn't even wait. Sorry. I was going to be unfriendly.
Actually, my brother, my older brother was in, Dow had done his regular time and he had a couple years left he had to do in reserve. My brother was in his unit. He wasn't my brother, the enlisted guy. But Dow would always be drinking with them because they were more, you know, they're fun. Whoever. I think Trozanowski was in that same unit, and so then they get together. And my brother got married, and I kind of stayed hanging around and a couple times we got married, divorced a few times. Just started hanging around.
Good dude.
Yeah. Say, Sue. What?
Why, Bruce? What's up, Sue?
What's up, Sue?
I know nothing.
You want to know what we're doing?
Do I want to know?
Yeah, what we're doing here?
Probably already.
Do I wanna know?
Probably already know.
You already know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
So they showed up, did public comments, and had the attorney here, and said, well, we're going to go
They did it already?
to executive session, and went over and there and sitting at Brian's house in the AC while we're sitting here.
It says it's gonna be about an hour.
Oh, I thought it was at 10.
No.
More than 9.
But you got here for the right part, the other thing was just,
Yeah, they've been gone an hour.
So, then executive session?
yeah, and they went over to AC instead of underneath the tree.
Who all, there's the 3 of them,
And it wasn't on the agenda.
And the attorney.
and the attorney. That's getting all our money.
Yeah, he's on the clock.
About $4 grand.
How much?
About $4 grand today.
Today?
I'd like to make 4,000 for lunch.
I'd retire again. Only guy I know did that's Danny.
I'd spend it all in one place.
Well, shit. I thought it was at 10.
Well, you got here for the right part. Nothing happened. They had the little, I don't know if they even had an opening statement. I got here when they were talking, and then Danny and Patty sit there, little talk to them, and then they hit the door.
Were they
listed, there's no price. And I saw the big sign. See it? Yeah,
Is it all listed?
the back stuff. And after the attorney sat up here and said they need to get it surveyed, they got it for sale with, what's it called? The lift station on it, and some other stuff that we have to have. The attorney sat here at the meeting and said we need to get it all surveyed out so that, and get an appraisal first, and they didn't even listen to their attorney.
Why do we have to get it surveyed?
You can't give away the list.
You can't give away the lift station. You can't sell it.
So you gotta survey them out?
Yes, and put easements and stuff
To get to them.
to get to it.
And there's some state laws that require certain size easements.
You know, I got a guy that the way they spend the money that we give, I forgot the things. There's two surveys for the land. One where they have a walkthrough and they write up the whole thing, and another where they punch holes in it. The part A. I got a guy that'll write that up. Did my shop when I sold for $1,900. And they need that to show somebody. They don't want to punch the holes in there if they don't have to. But if they have the surface, it'll go back. It'll be a big ass booklet, and that'll be $1,900. And the guys are good. They're pretty pro. Whoever's paying.
So the lift station left over from the sewer plant there? Is that what you're talking?
Yeah, it's right behind.
So there's still some part of the sewer system that's in operation on that
Yes.
land? Oh, I thought we were all over there.
No, you don't want my videos soon.
I do when I get it.
I went back there and took a videotape. It stinks to high heaven.
The new one?
It's one of their active TCQ violations from 2021.
It's always stunning.
But I went back there and took a video of it and then put the video out to the world. It got quite a few views. And it was all the violations with the lift station. This was when Jimenez was on the board and Burris was here. And the TCQ showed up about 3 days later. And then about 6 months later, there was guys down there working. They had a rotten plywood mill. It's supposed to be metal sealed so that you can't smell the crap in there. It's literally pushing through. Yep. And then they revamped it, and then that TCQ came back out and said it stinks, and it's not supposed to
It's gotta be surveyed out.
And there's other stuff. There's like the lines, the sewer lines, you can't build over there. The attorney told them right here in front of us, these are the things that need to be done first, and then they completely sidestep it.
Didn't that guy build over the water line to the airport? Your old buddy with the hangar? The guy with the hangar up that's blocking y'all's landing, something, whatever the words are.
Oh, is it built over something? I don't know.
The new guy. The big
Yeah,
guy.
he hit the water line while he was
It's all
building.
just built over the
Yeah,
water.
guys are, yeah.
Maybe he can.
He put it, I didn't know this till recently. I remember the FAA.
Yeah, I've heard
First
about
owners had
that.
a, what is it? They used it, some big work before it had it, like,
It's all fucked up.
yeah. But I didn't know this till recently. And I went back to what Bruce told me and read it. He didn't build that where he told the FAA he was gonna build it. He told the FAA it was gonna be built up by the road. So they had no concerns. And then he started building on it, and the FAA is like, wait a minute. And then he wouldn't return it, and it's in there. He wouldn't communicate with the FAA.
Hey,
Just another special person.
Bruce, did you see that video of that Brazilian airliner that crashed? It looked like Cookie. Like it did a spin. How did the airliner crash?
I was gonna say,
You
I
think
went
you
home.
depressurized the 17?
Did some research?
I did some
That airplane, cargo.
Gotta get it somewhere.
In front of the bus.
All right, then.
All right.
Okay.
Katie's gonna tell us about it.
Hi, Sue. So I looked it up as far as executive sessions. They cannot, and there's attorney general opinions on it and lawsuits on it cases, if repeatedly, year after year after year, they put out an agenda that has executive session, will go into executive session, they have to continue to do that. They can't just abruptly divert from that practice of doing that. So that's, and then the executive session is just a generic thing. And then the other thing is at the top, they list, go into discussion and this and that, and it's just in the header. And the AG opinion says you have to be specific on each agenda items that you're gonna discuss it and you're gonna vote on it. And they don't do that, they just have this generic agenda that says legal update and it lists all these items. So they have to let the public know they're gonna vote on something, anything like that. So for the attorney to say that, he's completely wrong. He's completely wrong on it.
He was wrong and cost Bear Creek Sud $409,000.
Right, well, so on the PUC cases, all the PUC cases, they don't say what they're going to talk about with the PUC cases. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what's gonna go on here? Like, are you dropping the case? Are you gonna fight?
So when you were gone, we discussed this. Well, why couldn't he be on the phone with them? Why is he here?
He didn't have to be.
No.
He didn't have to come out. This him coming out here is, and he's a $500, $600 an hour attorney. So this is gonna be at least, and he gets driving out here.
Yep.
being
Prep
here.
needs to be and he prepared for it
Prep, you're
yesterday.
looking at $2,500.
No. Aaron was 29. Do you know this guy? You don't know John?
Maybe I do.
Big giant bird.
Hard
So I
soup can.
John was at a meeting one time. Remember that was on the board? And he goes, I have a question. And John goes, John got up. He goes, wait, no, you don't have to leave. He goes, I got my answer.
It says, disgusting. The Attorney General has authority.
I think we can all admit we shouldn't be running our water company.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
I didn't want to admit it, but I guess I do now. Didn't have to, we didn't used to have to.
We didn't have to. When we had Carrie Spradley, oh my God, this place was run like a drum, tight. So they haven't even done their taxes. The taxes hasn't been done
No.
for 2023.
Nope. What I want to know, and I had something ready to go for next door, and I was told to hold off. But what are we paying these guys to do? They have missed every deadline, the attorneys in the PUC, on every case.
Well, I tell you what though, they're getting that real estate going with Kern Van Eman.
Sure are.
Can't do that fast enough.
You watch, you get some else.
Well, it's not on here, but that has never stopped them in the past.
You know, on the legal invoices, when I was going over them, they have in there advising them to get an appraisal on the 6 acres.
Yeah. When we were
We were charged by the attorneys to tell our board that they need to get an appraisal and get it replatted.
When we were sitting here, Aaron Silvera said they need to get a survey and an appraisal and one other thing, I don't remember what it was, before they move forward. And then at the next meeting, they
Cannot
had
sell
canned
land.
this real estate committee.
A lift station. It's against the TCQ rules. I just don't get it. Why can't they just do what's right? I'm all for selling the property. Do it right.
Did you guys get an appraisal? The
Did
real
we?
estate committee, yeah.
less than this attorney's costing today.
Yeah, you're not
To do
doing
the survey, the replatting, and get ready.
They've just been going through, they've just been cutting through people's properties.
So the lift station spot where it has to be figured out, that doesn't touch one of the edges? So you have to have an easement to get to it, but it doesn't touch one of the edges? If it was on the edge of one.
No, it's in the middle,
It's in
it's
the
in the
middle.
very back, but there's nothing around it.
And they just put a
They
big
used to drive
fence around
through
it.
Soda Creek to it, and I don't
No,
believe
they
that's their
didn't.
easement.
They didn't because they can't get up to it. They just would go through the airport.
Oh, okay.
So Renee's French's hangar, they just go and drive up on the airport and walk back there to maintain it. That's what TCQ did, which is really trespassing. I'm not saying that, oh, they're gonna say no, but when you're looking at selling your property, you've got to make sure you have an legal access to it, an easement. And the TCQ says it has to be so a truck can get down there, because if you have to repair it, you have to be able to bring it, and currently we don't have that, we don't have any easement. So that's what Michelle's report was saying. Before we sell it, we need to ensure that we have all that, because that's one of our infrastructures. That's an asset of ours. We can't just sell property without a lift station on it.
We can't close that down because it's in use.
Oh gosh, yeah. It's one of the biggest lift stations we have.
Yeah, it's massive.
And that takes airport and tennis village waste. And so when we,
Well, I'm not sure they're not already landlocked.
no, there's perpetual easements that, to that land, but in the back, and then you have it, I think, in the front too. But you have to make sure, like, because these title companies constantly do things over and over and over again, like, when it happens in Murray County, easement things fall through the cracks and they don't get, as you know, it's like, well, what happened to this? Charles Winston created a 50-foot easement, a permanent easement, that was perpetual, that was to go through his property with Dana bought and then to the back property. And he deeded it to all his assignees, that being the water company. That was back in 1990, 1980. Well, what does Windermere do with Bill Ernest? They don't know this. What do? They go and they purchase an easement from Spencer Man. They never had a purchase from them for like $25,000. Then they sell the land, and then they have to get it from Dana. So Dana has to like deed them the easement to get the back company. And none of it was needed. None of it was applicable because Charles Winston deeded so long ago the 50-foot easement. But of course, it gets buried and everything when the title company passes it on, it disappears. Dan Martin knew about that easement.
About all 7 of those easements, ready access to
Yep, yep, yep.
Not only that, she's $27,500. Is that right?
Keeps it to herself.
His was, for sure, he had his. I looked up his. That, Charles Winston gave his lot full rights without any permission.
She sold it to him for $75,000.
I remember in the
I suspect that's what they.
Oh, they did
deposition,
go crosswise?
in the deposition, I remember when they started asking her about that, the attorney said, this isn't part of it, this isn't part of it.
Well, that being said, why would you sell things to people that they already had rights to? Once you started crawfishing on it.
What does it take to, is there a way that the memberships and force them to sell property?
Sell this property?
Yeah, like you can recall, you can do.
But wait, I don't quite follow you. To
This petition
operators have clearly said they don't want to do general manager stuff. So our attorneys, I guess, are doing the general manager work. I don't know.
So they won't do it? The new company down there? It seems like a pretty good company.
They won't do it. So we've got 3 board members, we're supposed to have 5, we have no president, we have no secretary and treasurer. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. We cannot run a utility under these conditions.
And then, when did they vote for the board?
Well, that's an excellent question. Brian Garceau's actually legally not on the board. They voted to put him on for one meeting. And then he kept showing up at the meetings, and then at one meeting, he goes, well, I never really resigned. But they never put him on for one meeting.
Well, when do they come up for a vote?
February.
Next February. So I guess all that comes to a head then. See who runs for what.
Well, here's the deal.
No one's gonna run.
No, none of this one. No, Jim and S will. Then we're right back where we started from with all the meetings and all the.
Right back where we started from, right here and now.
I am more
That's
than
why I'm
happy.
so hell-bent on getting this thing into private hands.
I am more than happy to do what I did last time and to reach out to some IUs and have them come in present and tell the membership what does this look like. What does it look like with your rates? What does it look like with this? Because most people, it's just rumors going around. Well, I heard this and I heard this.
Yeah.
The reality is an investor-owned utility cannot raise rates or anything like that without permission from the PUC. PUC has full jurisdiction. They have to dot their i's and cross their t's to prove they're expensive. Go ahead.
I was under the impression that we're gonna be broke this month.
I think we are right now.
Well, how are we paying the bill?
Now they're taking it out of the membership fund and using probably loan money and all that. There's no way they can be paying their bills based on the revenue coming in from the water and sewer rates.
We're never gonna have to put it out.
Well, they're saying they're there right now.
So, shut it down.
Well, the state would step in, I think, probably process for that, but.
They would hire, a temporary manager would be put in place. And it would be excellent.
These 3 should be sitting down at the next PUC meeting, sitting up there saying, we're directors, and we're broke, and we need help.
Who really wants to do this? And I mean, me being experienced in the industry, I wouldn't want to do this. And the reason why is this, to clean all this up is a full-time job, 40+ hours a week, every week, until you figure out what's going on. And then at that, then you have to take an assessment of, well, where are we at? Because our infrastructure is busted. As they said, it's 40 years old, it's never been replaced, we just put duct tape on it, and that's it, we'll call it a day. And Josie was saying that as the vice president of POA is dealing with a whole bunch of busted pipes in the common area that they're having. So, you know, at some point, the rubber has to meet the road on the infrastructure. What are we gonna do with the infrastructure? It's a mess. And we're hitting that 35, 40 year mark. And, we don't even have enough money to come in and do an assessment of it. They have companies out there that can put cameras in various places and take a look at the pipes and see, you know, the condition. We don't even have any money for that. We don't even have money for an audit.
I think they wanna know what condition the pipes are in.
Well, my opinion is Jeff Walker, I'm sorry if you guys don't like this statement, he wants to get this sale done because I think there's something in it for him. And then once that's done, I mean, I think he'll take the money and he'll leave here. I mean, it's,
That might be a good thing.
it would be
That
a
might
very
be
good
the
thing.
easiest way out.
How much money, how much should they get for that land?
How much should they get for it? Based on what? Based on pulling out that lift
Yeah,
station?
yeah.
Well, I don't know,
I don't, is it $1 million or $2 million? Is it $850,000?
well, that's,
Just rough.
you know, It depends on what the person wants to use it for, because there's no restrictions on it. Somebody can go back there and put storage units on it, air-conditioned storage units. Nobody can stop them from doing that, or their access, or anybody, are you ready for this one? Or anybody that wants to come through that gate and use one of those storage units, they have the right to do that. Then you have the situation where they're driving on a active runway coming to a storage unit. So, but the law, I mean, there's nothing that can stop them because that property has access easements to the road and through the airport. And it's not through the POA because there was a lawsuit over this one. It's through the airport. So, or it could be developed so depending upon what the person wants, the best and what do they call it, best and useful, whatever use for it, highest and best use is airport property. But you've got a wingspan that you need. You need like a 70 with all the planes. You need a 70-foot easement to get there, and it only has 50 right now. So you've limited what planes can go down that easement. So does that bring down the value? Or somebody's putting in storage unit, they don't care about that.
That's the easement that was granted by the original guy.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the market is going to drive it because
Things like that, he changed.
Just say he steals 100,000. I wish I had 100,000. What's he gonna take? Why go through all this stuff here for 75, $8,000? I mean, yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot of money. I'm not.
I think he's looking longer.
Oh, where he owns part of whatever's gonna go in.
Are they still bringing in the development center and the road around?
I didn't see it.
We still provide
we never were. We never. No, that's not going anywhere. We don't have the infrastructure, our infrastructure, and furthermore, that they weren't really, again, the devil's in the details. They weren't really wanting water from us. I read all the paperwork and I looked at the sketches and the plats. They wanted to put lines in that went through Windermere and attached to like where the lift station was. So essentially, they were gonna like have their own system to where the water got over there, they ran it through there. But they wanted to buy water from us like wholesale. That's what it was. No one. And that goes through a PUC. PUC has to approve all that. But I mean, the guys are just, I get it, they're volunteers. They don't understand this stuff. They don't understand the TCQ regulations, the PUC. And, that's why you have a general manager. A general manager informs you all of that stuff. And they don't have one. And unfortunately, I think we're too far gone with all of this. Like, we're past the point of no return. That it's probably best that we just have an independent company take us through where you don't have all this craziness. That we always know, turn on the sink, and we're going to have that water. And the PUC wants this. They want regionalization. Were you there for it? Maybe you were, Bobby. Where the commissioner says we want regionalization of water companies. It's so hard to deal with all these small little water systems and regulate them.
Well, that's part of the trend for government running and everything.
Well,
I'm not in the government running everything. But
no, the government doesn't. That's not the government running it. They're saying is because there's 900 plus like
little water companies.
utilities, these WSCs and other things, and they can't manage them from a TCQ and PUC standpoint because it's just Wild West. Prime example right here. So yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, everybody's so turned off now. And
Well, if we would just all go home and let them steal from us, everything would be fine. You wouldn't know it.
If you don't get some rain, it'll all be we
That's still.
heard all of it anyway.
Not really.
We're gonna run out of water.
How long have they been gone
Or
now?
are we going to?
Hour and 25 minutes.
Nothing in water's gonna cut. Our water bills will be.
Well, as long as Spectrum got the water, you know.
The Spectrum got their 1.1 million gallons.
Well, you know, they said years ago, George said that you couldn't pipe into any of the wells here. You just can't do it. But
It was a complete fabrication.
that was, as we understand, twisted the truth.
So,
And a lot of water systems have backup wells.
yeah.
And so they just kind of scratched that whole idea and never looked into it, never hired anybody. But I don't know, Danny, who was it? They did have somebody come out here and said, yeah.
No, I remember.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, they had an engineer, like, you know, a geophysical engineer, then they know, like what he said, so they had a well guy, and then they had the division.
Right.
And then I've got Tomas is, oh, there's water here.
There is water here.
Tomas, I trust him
Look,
more than any of
there's
those
water
guys.
under us.
Yeah.
And then
so
what's the-
Sadie's place is for sale,
Uh-huh.
and I just happened upon it the other
They
day.
have a well.
They have a well.
And so does
Sadie.
and then
Down.
so does across,
Oh,
yeah,
Sadie.
across the street, he's got 3 wells. And he's taking our water. So he's using his well water, what's his name, Madigan?
Yeah.
So he's using his well water for landscaping. So when you drive by and you see that green grass, he's using all the water from the ground to put on his grass to make it green. So for anyone to say that we can't tap into a well out of here, hogwash.
I don't know if this is shared opinion amongst our people, but seeing Burris leave was, to me, was a welcome deal.
I gotta see my mom.
Peter?
Burris.
Oh, she's gonna go see your mom.
There was no, tell Granny I said hello.
Well,
There was no, when I started requesting stuff, there was, I mean, literally, he had free reign. And for the sake of everyone sitting here, I'll say I don't know that he was stealing from me. But I will tell you this. His guys worked in my front yard for a week, 7 days, sun up to sundown. I'm standing in the yard one day, and the Cortex rolls up. His guys are gone. And I walked out there and I go, hey. I go, you A team? B team just left. And the guy looked at me and he said, George's guys have no business digging on people's property. They had it fixed in 2 hours. Found the problem, fixed in 2 hours. So I requested all the invoices and stuff from George, and they refused to give them to me. Signed some third-party people. So his guys sat out there and worked for a week, and 2 guys got paid with equipment. Quarks came out and fixed it in 2 hours. And the pitch they always gave us was Quarks was too expensive. I'm sorry, sitting out there for a week is too expensive.
I never understood that 50 feet over there. That 50 foot for the aircraft. Yeah.
It's plenty.
Well, my opinion is, first, it's not DFW, all right? Secondly, you could always have it's like when they have a run-up area here at the end, you put a few in there, and you have a right-of-way that you set.
That's right.
You just pull into the little run-up area.
And they
That
communicate
runway
with each
is
other.
only 40 foot wide.
They would communicate with each other, so
Correct.
two
Of
people
course they
want to
are.
come out at the
They're on
same
the
time
unit.
coming in.
The runway's 40 foot? Yeah, it's 40 foot wide.
So did it bother anyone else that Jeff's whole pitch was to try to tell us it was worth less instead of saying, man, I
Well,
think.
how often do you have one coming in and one going out?
Yeah.
Airport. It happens. I saw one the other day, they run up. Another one's come on the runway, pulled short. I guess he did his run up at the hangar,
Right.
turned around, went down the runway. Please. You just put 2 or 4 of them down that.
They all know each other.
Exactly.
That's right.
So,
And you just pull over and let them come through.
so what's the impact on the King Air?
That's got nothing to do with it. It's certainly not 50 feet, because you're talking about.
The wingspan.
Yeah, I understand, but I don't know what it is. It's not that long. I've been in the King Airs before.
Right.
You can just like you can take a King Air out this runway if you wanted to. It's 40 feet wide. They're talking about having enough space where you can have one
property, you know, with a wider wingspan, it would eliminate that buyer for that property. But somebody with a regular plane, you know, or I don't know what you call it, but a typical plane for over there, it should accommodate at 50 feet.
If they can land in that runway, they can go down that taxiway.
Exactly.
That's 40 foot wide.
Exactly.
And the wings extended over it,
Exactly.
which is possible. You know,
Yeah.
it's no big deal. And most of those planes, they've still got plenty of room. I'm sure that's a 40 foot wide runway.
What did I read talked about, they want to build a flying school?
That was supposedly that was the rumor from the guys that were
First
gonna
guy.
buy it, yeah. But usually, if you have a flight school, you have to have lights on a runway for night. That's kinda, I mean, maybe they're not gonna do any.
What would happen, if you wanted to get night hours, you have no problem. You
Yeah.
still have the flight school without it. You can get a
Yeah.
private license without doing night
Night
flights.
flights.
When I got my private license many years ago, I told the instructor I had to do a 3-hour flight. I said, I want to do it at night. He said, well, he said, I said, no, I want to do it at night. And I did my 3-hour cross-country night effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of course
You had
that,
to go.
because that was a 70, because that airport had lights 75 feet wide, 5,000 feet long. It had nothing to do with flying at night.
Yeah,
So you don't need,
you don't have to have it.
you would like to have that. Because you can have certain people, but hell, I wouldn't know. But you can get your private license without any, spending 9 hours.
Yeah. Well, I
You
guess,
used to be able to.
yeah, I'm sure that's.
I don't know, they change
You
the rules.
can take those planes over someplace that has lights.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about flights. But I mean,
Bruce is a teacher, in fact, he taught their daughter.
if it makes sense, you take it over there and then park it and then launch that thing at night. And that's what they want to do.
Yeah, well, fly in or burn it, go in to burn it or something.
I guess, and just
Burn it as lights.
So, you know, like you said, just go over and sit on
you
the
gotta pay
tarmac
them
for a day or
pay them
two.
some money, but you take off and land at night.
Well, none of it smelled right, in the sense that suddenly that property came on the market. They had this gorgeous offer, and out of the blue, you know, nobody.
Yeah.
And it was like, you gotta buy it now. You know, we gotta sell it now, without looking.
That was the guy the guy got killed.
Yeah, he was the one that had that.
Yeah, I was there, just, yeah, kind of like that. And he had a big surprise, got pushy, but.
Well, it just, you know, it's not right. And you don't know what we were selling. I mean, we don't know what we're selling, other than the fact that it's 6 acres with a lift station.
Well,
Are we selling farmland, like Danabog, and turned into the airport?
I worked all 3 or 4 of these. A lot of that was, when we do appraisals, that always reported, directly or indirectly. Appraisals like that, later, you get killed. The other thing, that I think they've changed the laws, I haven't worked there years. It used to be, so it was 250,000, I think it was 100,000. If you're a financial institution, you could not even lend on it unless you had an appraisal. So, and they're talking, so, I think 500,000, so we've now raised that to 2,018. Something, you know, last couple of years, but it's used to be 250. You could do it in violation of the regs.
They teamed up on it.
What bothers me is the fact that they showed up supposedly with 3 more contracts, a million, 8 million, or 800, and then
Same person,
600. But they won't show us the contracts. Why not? Why? Why not? That makes no sense. Why wouldn't you be transparent about that?
Having said it, the federal regulations require that. They wouldn't be required.
Alan share that email that I sent back to John Carlson? I snipped the clip from the meeting. They don't exist. And I snipped the clip from the meeting, yes. And
You're saying they don't
said-
exist?
And I said, you need to watch this video right here. Jeff Walker sat up in front of us. I say 3 contracts, waved them around, and I put the details in. And I said, here's the meeting. I don't believe they actually exist. Another one while his lost out there. But the attorney should say that.
I called out to him a couple of times.
His job is not to protect the record. Now, if he's
Well, that whole thing, David's just such a performance. Pulls up in the truck and hands it to
Yeah.
them. Just got me down.
yeah, but they never opened the envelopes up. You know, all 3 of them knew the details.
Yeah. That sticks to high heaven.
I was telling John, all I know to do is tape this and expose them. That's all I know to do.
Nobody cares. I mean, nobody outside of Windermere cares. Everybody in Windermere.
I have gotten emails from people out on that county road thanking
Oh, I
me for
went
what
by,
I'm
no, I didn't
doing.
go by after he wasn't up
And
for
said,
it.
we know how to take care of things in our community moving forward if we ever have stuff like this happen.
So,
I suspect the Gemini's deal was an anomaly. It should have lasted this long and not 4+ years. But he was really good at lying.
It's something we had to do.
Walking that thing
I go to this gym over
It's his
there.
business, isn't it?
Right now, where he is, so.
Those relations.
See, go by
Spinning.
there.
Politician. I still think he can prove the
Whatever.
He'll never get it.
John, somebody know why?
Yeah, he might get it in some little town like Marble Falls or something. He's never going to make it.
Well, it's not good. Unless you're a bomber.
You know, it's just something, you know, nothing's getting better.
I'm undecided. We put that sign in the yard, and you see people drive by.
Well,
What sign? What
Yeah.
sign was that?
The Trump sign.
they should leave there and go to, and have us discuss.
Those people that walk across the street from they fly a Trump flag.
Yeah.
And they're just waiting for the HOA to come by and say, we'll say U.S. terrorists. U.S. military. And that'd be a good thing.
Sports teams, you know, out here and let them do
I know
that.
we can do that, and then you gotta get put up seasonal
Doesn't do
flags.
you any good to be the great
All of it's out there, just
Make it, go cost him, I mean, go cost him, I mean, like,
Just through my life,
they're like me, you know, I can see me trying to
Conservatism works.
serve a little bit, right?
we don't have a lot of conservatives on the political party anymore.
Chelsea has that.
And by the way, everybody loved Trump until he ran as Republican.
They know
Yeah.
it, they.
There's all kinds of pictures of Alex Sharpton.
Him
and all
with
those-
Jesse Jackson.
All those people, yeah, in New Yorkers hanging all over him.
Yeah.
Before he became a politician. The same with Elon
No,
Musk. Elon Musk too.
had Trump run as a Democrat, I don't think they would say a word.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna last that long.
I'm waiting, it's gonna be interesting to see what that judge does in September.
Oh, they'll lock him up.
On that sentence.
They will, they'll lock him up.
Or at least.
It depends on.
I don't want him to,
Depends on where
but-
polls go.
He could, well, they'd have to get right away to get a judge,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah.
Say house arrest,
Yeah.
and you have to have permission.
We could put a tent outside, we think we'd be there in extension cord.
Yeah, but you know, it worked for Biden for how many months?
Now, it's comfortable out here.
Well, he's house arrested sometime he's president.
Well,
Especially during
to
the
get
last
him
campaign.
elected, he
In 2020,
hid
he was-
for how many months? How many months did that man hide in? So he's president?
Here's my biggest issue.
Lake or whatever they call it.
You're supposed to say what it is.
What is it?
What is it?
The Democrat Party has covered for him, and there's nothing wrong with being seen out. We're all going to get got up there and just read out something that Lori Cantrell kicked out of a computer.
I don't know, they look at it differently, but he ain't gonna approve. Yeah.
So, it turns out, it's too much work.
I know it'll all work out.
It is too much work. The mess is too great. We need professionals running this water. This company.
Well, and the worst part is they don't listen to people. They don't talk to them.
Yeah.
Unless they're paying for their attorney's fees. And those folks, you know, you can pay for an opinion.
I'll let you know
You
what
know,
my
the
problem
past
is.
joke about, the guy that's hiring for talent. Guy is interviewing his three top candidates. The first one says, what's 1 + 1?
Other than that, I like to talk about the wine y'all were killing.
He says, you know, what's 1 + 1? 2. The third candidate he asked, he says, what's 1 + 1? He says,
Yeah.
I wonder when they finally pay those taxes, what they can get for. I had to refile my 21 and 22 taxes this past year. Because there was information that was never sent to me. And it was with my accountant over in Florida. And we did that, we did it in February. I said, we gotta redo my 22, 21.
Yeah.
21 is no big deal, 22 cost me some bucks. And I said, what about the interest? She says, they'll send you a letter. Okay. So I sent it from the villages in Florida. And it got to the IRS 2 days later. So I said it's certified.
Yeah.
So it still got there like late February.
Yeah, you had real
March
Joe
the
D.
2nd. And on June 24th, I get the letter dated June 24th. They paid the interest all the way through to June 24th. You know, they had the license. Actually, they got it in February. They showed that put it on account in March too. And if I didn't pay by, it was like 14 or 15.
Oh.
So, just, don't have a nice interest bill on this stuff. Too late to file. I thought that's pretty interesting. Even in the, my, I look at my account.
Yeah, you gotta be with me.
Charge me another almost another 3
Yeah.
months.
That's right.
And they got around to the letter, when they take it as of the date of the letter.
Well, and the big thing about we've made on taxes, all those directors got 100,000 plus a piece to pay for the legal fees. That it should have said on the taxes, and they should have sent a 1099.
Yep.
Well, I wonder if they said a 1099. There's a lot, some of those are legal bills, the rest is for what I heard about. Community was the first thing used for.
So the way it works, the water company should be paying the person, Jimenez, Nelson, Martin Nelson. That, not the law firm. Because the law firm is billing everything. Jimenez and Martin signed those IOUs. So the check should have been written directly to them, and they should have been paying you all.
so they found the loopholes. If I'm small, the law firm had billed each individual. Well,
They all cheated.
I get it, but if they had billed, if the attorneys had billed each board director, the board director had to pay fee, that would have been right.
And the law firm remained, they got elected, ran on straightening that whole mess out, and they're paying it almost anyway.
Yeah.
My expectations for law firm are like this. My expectations for
Back at it.
financials that are on the website the other day. I took them, printed them out, and laid them next to 2022 when Jimenez was on the board. And it's like somebody just pushed the numbers up. They're almost identical to the penny after.
But when you're close to the dock, another interesting point, when you have the BUC come out and say, here's your budget, sideways, they would know how to get 5-year cash flow.
Right.
They had to get numbers from them.
Yes.
So the numbers they got to them either a couple months later or no good. According to them.
Well, go get it.
So, which would indicate they did good numbers. Potentially.
Through the PUC or the board?
Yeah. Because there's no way to do a 5-year cash flow projection and never blow through the 3 months.
Well, because of how much they spend, there's plenty of money.
I
And
still think they need more numbers.
AWR, when they were fixing all those giant breaks in the airport, I mean, they had to dig a taxiway. It was because of that fire hydrant. And Burris said when the fire hydrant went in, he said, we're fine, we had a problem. And the first time somebody used it, took the water out of it and get brakes all over it. It was catastrophic. Tom Nelson explained to me how it works. This infrastructure is ancient. It's ready to fall apart anyway. So they suck out 1,000 gallons down there and shut it off. So the whole system has to repressurize all at once. So they call it hammer. They had a leak underneath the taxiway. Literally, it started queuing up in this pavement when they were using their fire hydrant. Well, they're having them all over. But they got some new system to keep us from knowing that other people are having leaks. They send an email just to the people in that little area and say, hey, we're going to shut off the water. Before they send out an email. So if they're losing it on the hill, we're never going to know that.
So Dan, in about 20, 25 minutes, should I take OP orders from everybody? Go out there.
We're going on 2 hours. Carlton's going, and they're going, look, we're not coming back out. These people are hyenas. Remember Mike Nelson in 2019? He was, man, these people are persistent.
Just say it.
So we don't want to
Say it.
land.
No, they didn't explain it. All I'm saying is this, is if we're gonna have our own water company, we need to actually do what we're doing. Otherwise, we turn it over to some investor-owned utility and get our water bill, and then when there's a problem, we can all come together and go, instead of being mad at your neighbor and your friend and
And that'd be good. We'd be paying for it. They'd be making money.
maybe making
If you're
money.
making money, you get their attention.
Maybe you're making money, and, but like Patty said, what most people don't know, investor-owned utilities, the PUC has way more oversight on them than these water supply corporations, is like the red-headed stepchild. Their board can raise the rates and not, whereas if you're a utility, you actually have to go to the public utility commission and say, we want to raise the rates, can't we? And then there's a notice down, and you can all go down there as members and say, we're not okay with Joe Jimenez's and D3's expenses, invoices, and all receipts. All checks paid front and back. Those are paid to Joe Jimenez and directly to D3. August 10th, 2024. Oh no, that's pretty up to date. January 8th, 2024. Meet a PI request for Schaefer for the following. Same thing. Sorry. Oh, this was the one when I said I'm not doing it. I replied to him and I said, I'm not going to do it. I've asked you for the financials and you're on the board and haven't provided. April 19, 2023. Please keep making your requests. They haven't put me in a box as far as doing anything. We need to play it out for them. I mean, he was all for doing the PI request when we were pulling him so that he could get information that he needed. Yeah. I suggest you do a PI request on Cole Ruiz to see how he is communicating with Joe Jimenez. Also, George Bursi on 2 to see how he's communicating with Schaefer and Jimenez and AWR. And the stuff that I've asked for is stuff that they should be making available at these meetings. Bruce, do you remember the meeting years ago when Marvin Lewis was in a meeting at the water plant, and he said, how do I get financials? And the attorney said, Les Romo, he goes, you have to do a public information request to get financials. And Marvin goes, I was on the board. We just made them available when people walked in the door. He goes, you're going to do a public information request.
And he does? Yes.
Yeah, where is this room?
Les Romo is about to be sentenced to prison.
For 17.
I signed up for these things so that I get alerts, and he was one of them because we didn't know that when he was hired here, or they come back.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Same
that
wall.
was his, but I thought it was
Speaking
his
of Marvin,
wife.
he hurts.
August 7th.
Yeah, Les Romo. We didn't, man, I wish I'd have known this. He lost it. He blew his stack immediately. In fact, he crumpled a paper and threw it, hit Janet's throat right in the face. And Janet acted like nothing happened. We found that they weren't, DNO wasn't covered in the suit. This was 2018. And so was my public comment time. I printed out why DNO isn't covered. And he was staring at me with a smile on his face.
stories. He had some good stories. He said they involved you most of the time.
Ah.
We were in them. Days gone by. It's hard to believe that I met him when he was in the 60s. He actually changed on the farm.
Oh, yeah?
Josie told me, he said, yeah, you moved up here and all your friends are gone. There's no Dial was gonna be gone that way. Jamie, Richard Stewart, Ronnie Richardson. Thanks all.
Yeah, I didn't know Ronnie that well. We went to a couple parties, he was there, he seemed like a character.
He's a pretty good old boy. He'd go to, way back in the day, he'd go to Lake Travis Lodges with us. When
They did tell me, that's one of the stories I missed. It was just a fishing camp.
That's Pat Trojanowski. He's got a good new house in Houston, and he's got some, I call them Sunday homes over in Rich Harbor. He sold his house in Rich Harbor at Lake Cliff. I think he's on one of their boards over there. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, I had some guy, oh man, what's his name? Call me one day, and I called and asked Bad Mark. Bad Mark moved over there.
Yeah.
He knew, he goes, that dude's crazy. I didn't know him from Adam. And he starts discussing, he called about cable. Way back
Trojan?
then. What?
Trojanowski?
No. There's some guy, I can't remember his name, it'll come to me. And that's what made me think of him, because I think he was on the board at the time, talking about cable. And all of a sudden, he shifts off into the Second Amendment, how they need to ban all weapons. You know, the government can just take care of us. I got on the phone, I called Mark. I go, hey, you know this guy? He goes, he's a loon.
I found it interesting. Patty asked him who was the president, the vice president. They didn't even
He
know.
sat there, it's the same exact act. Greg, were you here when, I don't remember which meeting it was, but it was after we caught Walker in like this major fabrication, and so I was sitting where Bruce was sitting, and it was my turn for public comments, and I said, well, all right, I said, I want to talk about this, one of our current directors that's, by all appearances, a pathological liar. And Brian Garceau goes, Dave, there's rules of decorum, you can't say that. I go, California, Cone versus California, you need to go look it up, now shut up. And he let me finish. Public comment across the board is for everything, including your grievances. You should see online, there's guys that show up and they're vile.
that lays low?
The last time anybody talked to Public Monkey, Josie said, getting ready, he came out, he said, they've spent over $2 million in legal fees to defend Dana, and
We told her in a meeting, as a sitting director, just give it back.
I know. Right. Puppet Monkey, deep down inside, I think he wanted to do the right thing. If you don't know who we're talking about, Jeff Hager. Dana got him on the water board, and they were kind of dating. I mean, I learned he goes all the time.
There's a path out the end of her front porch at 5 a.m.
Now we always talk about that.
Yes, he did.
Now was up at 5. Now was up and around at 5.
Oh, man.
I can't tell you how many times I finished the trip at like 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. Get in my car and drive all the way back. Of course, there's no traffic, you know.
Yeah.
I'm tired, but listen to music all the way home and pull in the airport gate and I see that flashlight. When he jogged on the runway every morning, he turn the light on and do like that, looking for skunks and then turn it off. So I see that, look for that light. There he is. Then I drive down on the runway and that's I'm gonna shoot you one of these days.
He said he was out one morning over in Kansas Village, and some guy pulled up to him, "What are you doing out here?" And he out, put his hand in his pocket, put his hand on his pistol, and he goes, "The question is, what are you doing out here, and why did you stop and harass me?" And he goes, the guy looked at his pocket, drove off.
There's the 380 Ruby.
That guy's in awesome shape these days.
He's almost 90. He corrected me at a meeting.
And he had a lot of skin cancer issues.
Yeah. Last time I talked about it, I told him it looked great. Yeah.
3 times sharp. About 10 years older than I am.
I say he was 86 and 80 at the time. I'm 87.
Happy birthday, you missed it.
I guess you only worry about when you're 4.5, 7.5.
Oh.
Or when you're, I'll be 79 in October. So I guess I can start my halves.
Oh, I thought you were a couple months older than me. A couple months younger than me.
I'm a young man.
There you are.
I didn't used to think so, but now I
You
know.
are a yes person.
Heck, my saying is, about me is, I'm young, I'll get over it. Always.
So he's working on it. Right. He's making me a program to make that happen.
There you go.
Amazing how much we need to do.
July 16th. They tabled almost everything on there that never came back to it.
So part of it has to do with this. would mean.
Or
An
when we were
official
voting, or when we were voting to remove the director. So,
Right.
It's something we need to vote 2/3 on, or 3/4.
Yes. They hadn't counted on that, I guess.
Chomsky, I didn't even notice. I was like, it just seemed to get a little cooler.
It always amazes me when everyone's sitting here and they don't turn it on, so I just.
Thank you for doing that.
Thank you for thinking for the non-thinking.
Oh, it's really nice.
Where'd you go?
We put in that tournament point, and came up here in, Face Bend.
Oh, it's still open?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I mean, especially with the lake going, it's like up like 7 feet, so. They say it's open, it's 6:31. Right now, like it's at 6:41, so it's.
Oh, then you're gonna have to turn. I think ours is like 6:55.
To launch, it's has to be at 6:65.
Maybe more than that because all the trees are going up.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Always go down and clean that up, you know. And a couple years ago, we had that bad drought.
Cat gun.
And, so we couldn't do it. Maybe we can see
Come running out of
I'm sure glad I did. It would've been nice to try.
Billy's brother got this big potato.
There's a decent sized tree right down at the very bottom of the ground now.
Oh, there is?
At the time.
Well, maybe Rand
He ended
will take
up
care
on
of
his
that.
head.
Yeah.
Rand, maybe he'll take care of that, but he likes cutting trees down.
On the head. I go, kill cat.
There's a lot of stuff in this fireplace. We see it all.
Scruffy was the reason
I went down there once.
He's the reason we have this lady killed her once. There's a lot.
Wasn't it burning, man? Yeah.
She said it's tested very well with cats. Chair that Scruffy was sleeping under, Scruffy jumped it. Now, in all fairness, Panda went into Scruffy. Panda went into.
We're not in there.
attack mode.
So,
And just go,
talked to the assistant chief, and he said, no, we're not in your district. We
can't have the cats
do
meet.
that. And we would not, with permission anyway, we'll issue a permit because we don't do permits anymore. People come and tell us and we say, let's have more watches.
This hour, he said before, 2 hours.
Yeah.
He and I won't have a friendship.
And it goes loud.
I am,
I saw some stuff stacked across the road.
He did, there's been that pile of wood there for a year now.
I don't know how much that he owns over there. Apparently, all the way up to the people that own the house at the top of the hill.
He owns all the way up to.
Where theirs ends, he owns all the rest of that.
who, Ren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy Ren? I found him incredibly personable. He works up there at Decoys.
Yeah.
He fixed the chainsaw for me on the spot.
Yeah, I don't know whether he lied to me.
I know he lied to me.
First
too,
time
so
I talked to him. He lied to me. I don't want to know.
That's not good.
That's good enough. He doesn't acknowledge me when I go to McQueen. I don't acknowledge him.
He had put something on Nextdoor, and I had all those surveys from being on the board, and I just posted it up there. I said, "This is where your property line ends, man," because he was putting stuff on POA property, and he yucked it off like it was his. In fact, he claims to own where we were going to build that deck down there. I don't know if you remember that. It was a long time ago. We were going to build a deck down there just below Wombles and Wombles. And I think the reason that it's built was because Womble didn't like it. So I don't want people down here. I don't want people back here. Well, it's not your property. It's POA property. we're gonna put a stop to that. Burn somebody else's house down. It's pretty affordable. You can get a chipper and shred it at your house, or you can smash it into the trailer and take it down right down here, and then half that price in BK.
Really?
Yeah. Yes.
This is half, you keep half.
No, this is twice as much as this. The one down here on the county road is twice as much as BK.
They've been charging me either 25 or 50.
Yeah,
That's it?
When the guys are there, they charge me 40, and,
The lady, she's sweet on soup.
Oh, I was gonna say, because the lady was the one when I drove in, she was $80. I go, $80?
I'll be sure to.
Huh? It's 12, I think. I said, it's 25, 30 in Bee Cave. She goes, not here. So I just drove down to Bee Cave. I was headed that way anyway. I just didn't want to carry it.
The problem with that place is you never know what they're going to charge. Sometimes I'll go in there and they'll say, oh, it's, I'd have to say, well, the minimum is, $35, so I'll charge you 12 or something. It's like, yeah,
I heard when I was, I told the guy I had about a half load, and so he charged me $20.
yeah, I've had that all year. I've charged the minimum.
I don't mind that. I'd rather do that than roll away.
Yeah, I just had that one experience up here and never went back. It was like $80.
I went there one time to dump stuff after work day, and so we dumped it, and then we got 2 yards of mulch, and she didn't charge us anything at all.
Wow.
These guys did really well.
Sweet on one of y'all.
But it's,
we told her.
so you're not going to stay in business very long doing that, but
Well, for the neighborhood, and she said, oh, okay, just go dump it. You're volunteering.
That's nice.
But the guy that worked there in the morning, he's not quite as lean as she is.
maybe if Nikki.
Maybe he wakes up grumpy.
Uh-oh.
They're coming back.
No.
That means they're getting a heads up.
We're gonna walk back over here, we're gonna give him a ride. He go over there and give him a ride, and then he hurt. That's the only thing I read on. Farmer went in and bought a new truck, made a deal on the price, and then we went to get it, the guy said, "Give me a lot more." The guy said, "Oh, you want to get it?" She got that, so a year or two later, he finally called the guy and said, "You for it?" Bro. You know, you got 4 faucets. You got an automatic fertilizer plant. You just put the ad it up.
Four on the floor?
Yeah, it is. That was funny.
Yep.
Dual horns.
Sure.
Instead of wait a little longer, sweat us out.
The mail hadn't come today. I didn't see it. I haven't seen it.
Get later, y'all.
Yeah,
Forget it, I'll do this
Yeah.
another day. I guess we're all gonna
They have maybe discussed at the next meeting.
That's exactly what it was. But it's listed as, that is listed as a tax.
Well, we're working on our agenda to stick to the agenda. That's how you're supposed to dress this thing. Just have the agenda.
That's
They're
what
great.
she
They're great. He's got rid of the DOR.
When she started taking them, she was like, that's the problem.
I'm saying,
Just like
yes, sir.
That's not being played by any
I'll be glad to have an interview. I've got time.
What do you think?
What do I think? I think it's the biggest con job known to man.
All right.
Same thing. I think no reason for this. No reason for this. They had another meeting when they had people here, and then all of a sudden they had this Jack deal at 9 in the morning on Saturday, and then they go do this, and they
Leave
got
us out here in the heat.
and they got their mouthpiece with them. And now, that
Who's gonna go through it?
they don't, mouthpiece doesn't need to know every sentence that they say. Kind of should be just like, at the most, they have 4 or 5 questions, they call them up, ask those questions to them, bam, they're done.
Anything else to add?
Yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of experts.
We'll leave that to water.
We just moved it from that house to that house.
No, that's not great. Go around those stereos and get their keyboard.
So this is not a time. Yeah, we know. Actually, she lives in the condo, but she used to live in the country. It's just crazy. I'm like,
So full of breakfast, they can hardly walk.
that was enough for me. Up there, it's even worse.
Okay, are we all back? Yes.
What time did we get out of there? 11:41.
All right, we have one motion, and then we can go home, I think. All right, so, are we ready? Good. All right, I move that Brian be directed to contact our accountant and direct them to expend up to 3 hours at their rate, which I think was about $167 per hour, to add information to appropriate tabs on the PUC Class D form. That's to help us complete that form.
Yep.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes? Right, that passes. That's all the business that I'm aware of on the agenda.
Yep.
Anything else?
I know if we adjourn. Incorrect. So I have 4 agenda items on there, 5 actually, and I saved what I have to say for the last agenda item about the PIA requests. And you're not gonna rob me of that. Thank you.
Danny,
You have 5 agenda items on there. IRS, something, PUC something, PIA request something. I don't have it with me.
So,
That's your agenda.
I think man has a point, John, what do you think?
It's fine if you want to allow him to make public comment on that item.
Danny, 3 minutes?
Sure. So we've all been at the meetings when Jeff gaslights us and holds up the PI request and how much money these people are costing, which he's talking about us. January 8, 2024, Jeff Walker sent me an email. I need you to do a PI request to Schaefer for the following. All Joe Jimenez and G3 expenses, invoices, and all receipts. Number 2, all checks paid, front and back. Those that paid Joe Jimenez directly in G3. PI request, Jeff Walker, April 19th, 2023. Please keep making your request, Danny. October 22nd, 2023. Suggest you do a PI request on Cole Ruiz to see how he has communicated with Joe Jimenez. Also, George Burris needs one to see how he's communicated with Schaefer, Joe Jimenez, and AWR. You know, it's funny. The information that we gathered through the PI request is what got him elected. And now that he's up there, he gaslights us for requesting information from y'all that should be available to the whole community, including the 3 contracts, John. Y'all are despicable.